Hey guys, Mauro here. Well, this is probably gonna be kind of a different video. My parents live in Mexico, in Acapulco, and a few days ago, well, my mom, she had an accident, so she's in pretty bad condition in the hospital. But what I really want to talk about is that I'm I'm trying to get uh, my citizenship process. The process is done. I just and I just gotta finish with the ceremony. But in the meantime, I didn't renew for the same reason my papers to travel. You know, my green card or my Mexican passport. Thinking, well, I really don't need to do that since I was hoping that by now I will have the citizenship process done and I will have everything ready to be traveling out of the country. But the thing is, it turns out that my mom got sick and I didn't have the necessary documents to make that trip. And so what I've been doing these last 2 days is pretty much running around, getting everything, all the documents that I need, trying to get them as soon as possible because unfortunately um, things are pretty bad with my mom and she's in critical condition. So uh, we um, we still don't know, probably till the end of the week. There is something, they have to wait for her to see how he responds. But right now it doesn't look good, and I was trying to. I've been trying all this time to get whatever I need to get to see to get to travel and see her. And what I wanted to talk about is that um, life, how life is like this. You know, one day everything is fine and everything seems normal, and you never know when someone in your family, even you know yourself, can get into something, illness or accident or something. And while things have been in the process of getting everything ready to travel, the documents from the American consulate and the Mexican consulate as well, it just seems like everything, I mean, it seems like everything has been set up in a way that makes everything so much more difficult for me to get everything done when I really need to get it done as soon as possible. It just seems like things are getting really, really hard to get them done, you know. One of the examples is that I mean, I live in Nashville and I just moved here from San Antonio, and it turns out that Nashville doesn't even have a Mexican consulate. So if I want to renew my passport, I have to drive. I'm going to have to leave tomorrow morning to drive to Atlanta, drive 4 hours all the way to get that. And in a few words, sometimes when we really need to get something done, life, it seems like life is setting everything up so we're falling behind. So things are difficult, you know. And I don't think that life makes things difficult for us just for some reason, just because, you know. Throughout my years and becoming more mature and thankfully working on the way I approach things and the way I see it, I don't let my impulses just go crazy and come up with the, okay, this is happening because life sucks, or the universe is against me, or this is bullshit that I had to go through all this stuff. No, I mean, it's I just think that there is one reason, that sometimes we don't understand, and sometimes something happens that we don't understand, and years down the road we kind of get it, to say, you know what, now I know why this was like this. And sometimes there are things that are going to happen to us that we will never going to understand why. But the truth is that those things are out of our control, and I'm just trying to live my life for quite a while. I say, you know what, whatever I cannot control, I'm not going to get attached emotionally to it, period. If I can control it, I'm not going to attach to it. As simple as that. Believe me, years ago, I would have been freaking out in this situation. Just thinking that my mom, she, it's me, two brothers, my dad, and myself. No sisters. So My mom grew up, and she took care of all four of us, my all three boys and my dad. And my mom, she was always the most precious and most valued thing in the house. I can say that everything, she was a pillar of the house in the fact that my dad was the one working and my mom was the one taking care of all of us. But everything revolved around her. How's mom doing? What does she need? What does she need? Or everything. And when you grow older and you see your parents becoming, older and getting a little more fragile and all that, it's hard to accept it. Especially when you used to see your parents. Both my parents, I mean, they're in the mid 80s, and they both on up till 2 or 3 years ago they looked completely, not completely, but they were in very good condition. I mean, they look strong, and also it's amazing how life your health when you grow older, if you don't take care of yourself, it can go down like so fast. I mean, your health, and I'm not saying, not that my parents didn't take care of themselves, but my mom, she had a stroke in 95, and she came out of that stroke perfect with no paralysis or anything. But eventually that started taking a toll, on her eyesight and her hearing and all, and all that. And of course, when you lose your hearing, you lose the balance, you cannot walk very well and all that. And my dad was super. My dad, still up till, my dad is 86, still 4 years ago, he was still teaching in the sun of Acapulco. I'm talking, at least the average is 90 degrees all year round. All year round. Acapulco doesn't change. It's at least 90 degrees all year round with 100% humidity, pretty much. And he was still doing it because he loved it. Because he loves tennis, and he loved teaching. Fortunately, he got to the point where he had to stop. He had a mild stroke 3 years ago, and unfortunately he was used to be the sharp person in my car, the sharp mentality. And because of that mild stroke, things changed a lot, and it was really hard for him to really come up, make peace with the fact that my brothers, they went to Acapulco one time and they tried to go play tennis with him, and my dad couldn't play anymore. So imagine, for someone that was a professional, an ATP player, Davis Cup from Mexico, imagine teaching tennis all his life, playing tennis all his life. Tennis was his life. Tennis was my dad's life. And setting, imagine that you get to a point in your life where you set foot on the court and you say, wow, I cannot even hit that ball anymore. I mean, just imagine the one thing that you love the most, and you get, and one day you try to do it and say, my skills, I don't have the skills to do that, at least not the way I did it before. So of course that was emotionally very hard for him, and but anyways, it's life, If I hadn't really worked on myself for the last years, I would have been totally freaking out, because my mom, she's the treasure. She's always been the treasure in our house, and but that's how things are, and that's why it's so important, guys. Don't wait till you get to your 30s or your 40s or your 50s to really sit down and say, okay, you know what? There is some inner work I need to do. I need to be more calm, and I need to be more centered when situations are out of hand, because a lot of people try to control life forever, and there is tons of people. I would say there is a huge percentage of people out there, probably 80% or 90% of people, that live their entire life trying to control life, and you just can't, and they never get it. And they get to the point where they know they can control it, but they say, well, that's too bad. That's who I am. This is how I am. That's not true. There is no such thing as this is who I am. You were not born like that. You created that. And the way you created it, you can undo it. So, anyways, I have to go tomorrow. I have to drive to Atlanta, get the passport. After that, I have to get a green card, and, the green card, wait for the receipt so they can give me a stamp on the passport, and I can come back into the country. And, well, there are several things that have to happen right for everything that turns out fine. We still don't know if this is gonna be it for my mom. We're hoping not, but the things. I mean, we just don't know. Things are critical, but well, there is always hope. But whether they are or not, I just need to be there, and of course I want to see her, and well, I just wanted to tell you guys about this experience, especially for you out there, young people. I did it too. I took for granted my people. I took for granted friends, brothers. Um, I never had sisters, but I had really good girlfriends. Were really close to me, and you take it for granted, and until something like this happens is when you say, wow, I mean, I didn't know I feel so much. Well, I feel like this for this person. It's when they tell you, oh, remember that guy that we went to school, high school, whatever, well, he passed away, and you kind of like, wow. In that moment you say, you know what, that was a nice guy. I wish I had kept, I wish I would have been in contact with that person. So anyways, guys, I'll keep you updated. I'll see you next time. I hope all of you are doing well out there. Okay, thank you. Bye.